Welcome back to Brass Tacks, where we dive into strategy, tactics, and tough decision making in gaming. Today, we're continuing our journey in this The Police 2 with December 18. Let's go. Tulsa didn't come into work. Mulligan didn't come into work. Not reading that, saying no. Not reading it, saying no. Price payment is due day after tomorrow. Start saving. No, we have the money, we're good. Family affair from Alla Samsonova. I'm Kamatari Kurosawa's mother-in-law. You're new around here and probably haven't found out yet that he's a real motherfucker. She's been beating up my daughter for years and she's afraid to leave him. She's afraid he'll kill her. You're this scumball's boss, right? Maybe you can make sure that he doesn't return home from an assignment someday. It doesn't matter how you do it. The main thing is that he won't lay another finger on my daughter. I have a feeling that you'll do the right thing. You have kind eyes. Oh, and I almost forgot. I brought a bottle for you here. For your kindness. Please, drink it to the health of my daughter. She recently got her cast off. But it turns out that the bones in her arm didn't mend properly, and doctors will have to break it again. Okay, I don't think nothing will actually happen if we say yes, unless we actually get him killed, so I'm just gonna say yes and hopefully get the reward. Mr. Nash, things are going great at the theater. Here's your share, $498. Good. Animal assault at the dump. The eyewitness reports that the man in a snappy suit set a pack of dogs on an elderly homeless man. Okay, Sonikov, Valentine, Frazier, Hallis, French, and Atkins go. Animal abuse at the rail station. The sad-sounding man reports that someone has been abusing his dog. I think this is a false alarm, so I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it. An old bum is surrounded by barking dogs. The old man is spinning around, swinging a stick, shoot into the air. Salnikov. The dogs were frightened by the gunshot and fled. The homeless man was frightened but survived the encounter without injury. The dogs were released by a bored businessman who didn't resist arrest. We got cocaine. Let's finish up your speed. The man was walking his dog and came across a group of teenagers who teased the dog with a sausage but didn't give it to him. Yeah, hostage situation at Germangunder Lake. A drunk woman with a gun is making a teenager push a piano across a frozen lake. Okay, Shalmiki, Horsemoon, Chapman, Percy, Late, and Aleve go. Reckless endangerment at Smelly Goose Bar. A barman called in reporting there's a drunk old man at the bar playing darts but throwing an axe instead of a dart. Come and arrest him before someone gets hurt. Okay, Parrot, Brady, Kililahi, Kurosawa, Birch Jr., or Birch III, and McGuire go. Disorderly conduct at the Rosemary Medical Center. An elderly woman caused an uproar when she insisted on seeing the doctor without waiting or making an appointment. Okay, Sonico, Frazier, Hallis, French, and Kim will go. A fat old drunk is aiming an axe at the dartboard. Order him to put the axe on the floor. Kurosawa, go do that. The criminal obeyed the cop, put down his axe, and surrendered. Got some whiskey. Let's finish up your intelligence, Kurosawa. Let's finish up your stealth, Birch. A frightened teenager is sitting at the piano in the middle of a frozen lake. A drunk woman is standing next to him, knocking on the instrument with a pistol. She said that Schubert's sonatas can melt ice, even the ice that's in my heart. First, let's see how Schubert copes with ordinary ice. Order the offender to leave the boy alone. Oh, shit. Did we send Chapman? Man, that's my bad. Chalmiki, go. The woman with the pistol listened to the cop and surrendered. Now the frightened teen will have to push the piano back home. Let's finish up your strength, Chalmiki. I have cataracts, you know. It's a deadly disease. I only took the place of someone with a runny nose. The old woman frowns at the people waiting in line. Calm the old woman down, Salnikov, go. The cop managed to reassure the old woman and explain that the cataracts aren't at all deadly. She happily agreed to go to the station for an in-depth consultation. You got some pharmaceuticals. Let's up your speed. Let's up your negotiation. Let's finish up your speed. Assault at Sycamore Street. A married couple attacked their neighbor, an elderly man, after he made a comment about how they moan too loudly at night. Yeah, go ahead. A woman is sitting an old man on his back with a rake while her husband pushes his face into the ground. The woman shouts, "I'm on as loud as I want, you hear me? You epileptic?" Bro. Let's sneak up on the woman. Both horn. The cops snuck up behind the woman and neutralized her. Seeing this, her husband didn't resist arrest. The old man suffered quite an ordeal, but he'll live. We got marijuana. Vandalism at Gentle Oaks Cemetery. The watchman at the cemetery reports that someone has dug up a grave and is crouching over the coffin. Alright, Sonico, Frazier, Hallis, French, Shalmiki, go. Near the excavated grave, a woman is trying on a wedding dress which she pulled off the body in the coffin. A shovel is stuck in the mound of dirt, and next to it is a large flashlight. Let's sneak up behind the woman. Salnikov. The cop quietly creeps up to the woman and arrests her. It turned out she was advised to dig up the grave by a local witch who told her that wearing a dead woman's wedding dress removes the lover's curse. And that is the end of the day. You got 30 more tabs. We'll grab everything. 50 out of 59 cops. Let's go.
I'll be very, very quick.
Miss Weinstein, you...
I can't be long. I just brought you a letter from your dad and some food.
Miss Weinstein, you better go, you know?
I'm already leaving, dear. Take this.
Is this her, Dylan? This is her?
I'm Miss Weinstein, young man, and you're probably Edgar. I'm glad to meet you. I'm a friend of your father. He asked me to give you something very important.
Tell him we don't need anything from him. You understand? I don't care. We don't care what he wants to say. He missed his chance to fix anything a long time ago. We lived without our whore mother. We'll figure out how to get by without our kingpin father. Tell him that. You hear me?
Your father is very worried, and he only wants to...
Oh, of course he's worried. Of course. With all the money he stole, with a boxcar full of gold, with all his fucking pictures, I'm sure all he's doing is sitting and worrying, sipping a Chardonnay or some other shit. No doubt he's worried sick. Maybe he's even praying for us. Thanks very much.
I'm sure, Edgar, if you just read this...
Wasn't that clear enough? If I see you here again, I'll call the police.
Sorry, Miss Weinstein, I'm sorry.
You go out every night like this, Miss Weinstein? What about your sick mother?
I wasn't gone half an hour. Well, isn't our next meeting scheduled for the day after tomorrow?
I ran out of patience.
So you can't wait to ask me the same questions again?
Oh, the questions are new. You can't get any newer than these.
I'd offer you some coffee, but I'm sure that...
Do you know who Anastas Culp is?
I don't understand how it's... How do you...
I know you didn't want his legs to be broken. You didn't want to make a cripple out of him. You just wanted your mother's jewels back and made a little mistake. How did you know that your private detective worked under a fake license and served 2 terms, right?
I'm not sure that...
I know you wanted the best. I know that Jack Boyd covered for you, and I also know that your mother has absolutely nothing to do with any of it. But I can easily prove that she came up with the whole thing herself, and even threw the detective a couple hundred extra to make sure Anastas Culp wouldn't get up from his wheelchair for the rest of his life. After all, they were her jewels.
My mother...
I don't know how sick your mother really is, but I think she'll be able to handle a few years behind bars.
What do you need?
Write down how to find Jack Boyd. And if I go to the address that you give me, and I really do find him there, I promise that we'll never see each other again. It's not the only time Jack Boyd has covered your ass, is it? Of course it's not the only time. Of course, the kind-hearted Mr. Boyd rescued everyone. He helped everyone. What would we do without him, right?
Why do you want to catch him so badly? You know for a fact that he's not who everybody thinks he is.
Kurosawa didn't come into work. Muzika didn't come into work. Goat Horn didn't come into work. Luna didn't come into work. My parrot didn't come into work. Not reading it mustard, no. Not reading it woolbag, no. You'll need to pay Fry tomorrow. It's too late to save up. It's time to start earning by any means necessary. Mr. Nash, things are going great at the theater. Here's your share, $456.
577 in progress.
Illegal sales at the trailer park. Some neighbors complain about the man cooking some elixir of vivacity in his trailer and selling to everyone. The stench is terrible. Mulligan, Clayton, Frazier, McGuire, Atkins, and Alibdo. All the trailer's windows are open and loud music is blaring. Outside the open door, several people who look like drug addicts. Alright, let's climb through the window. Frazier. Can you see there's a line clown? One of the addicts blocked the way but steps aside as soon as he sees the uniform. The cop enters the trailer. A bald man in a gas mask is squatting in front of a large bucket, stirring some liquid with a heating element. Ordered the man to surrender. McGuire. The man in the gas mask listens to the cop and surrenders. It turns out he was cooking down some cannabis to extract his elixir of vivacity. Assault at Smelly Goose Bar. An elderly man attacked the girl and bit her face after she refused to hang out with him. Williams, Loftus, French, Sullivan, Horsemoon, and Belmont go. Suicide threat at the old church. A woman climbed up to the top of the church tower and has been standing there for several minutes. Onlookers believe she intends to commit suicide. That is a false alarm if I ever seen one, so we're gonna ignore it. The woman wasn't trying to commit suicide. She turned out to be a painter who had to paint the bell tower. She forgot to bring a rope and wondered if she could work without it. Apparently, she was too lazy to go back down and get it. The woman stood at the top of the church tower a little longer, then climbed back down to get her rope. An elderly man is on top of a girl. Blood is dripping from his chin. The girl screams in pain. Her nose had been bitten off. Criminal is laughing. Now you won't be turning your nose up at anyone. The other patrons of the bar dare not interfere. One whispers, "Does he have rabies?" Tackle him. Sullivan. The cop managed to wrestle the criminal into submission. The girl will live, but she'll need a plastic surgeon. Let's give you some speed. Let's finish up your speed. Driving under the influence at Hydrant Liquor Store. An elderly woman sat on the store steps for a long time, drinking alcohol, then got into her pickup truck and is trying to start the engine. Mulligan, Clayton, Frazier, Chalmiki, and Galilahi go. Vessel of the Destroyer. We represent the Wellspring Society, which has been protecting the safety of our blessed land for 263 years, and we are in constant contact with the four spirits that protect us from the coming of the Black Winter. Yesterday, they delivered upon us a message that Hong Age has allowed the seed of the Destroyer into himself, and became a vessel of corruption. If we don't put an end to his life, he will be the root of a terrible disaster, which could end in the deaths of thousands. We know that human sacrifice is a difficult thing to bear, but the fate of the whole town depends on it. Please don't turn a blind eye to the common trouble and bring us the wicked spawn of the beast. No. Animal abuse at a Turner Animal Shelter. A man covered in blood, leading a dog on leash, hysterically demanded that his dog immediately undergo an operation. Williams, Loftus, Percy, late. Ferretti, and Adkins go. The suspect's pickup is slowly moving backwards across the road. Run up to the pickup truck. I need somebody with speed. Galilahi, go. The cop ran to the pickup truck, jumped into the cab, and arrested the criminal. You got some whiskey. Let's up your stealth. The door to the animal shelter is shut and seems to be barricaded. Cries are heard from inside. Circle around the building. Loftus. The cop circled around the shelter and ran into a large dog which had gotten out of its cage. Already unnerved by the cries coming from the shelter, the dog starts growling at the cop. Shoot the dog, Percy. The cop managed to calm down the startled dog and entered the shelter through the back door. Inside, a blood-soaked man with a dog on a leash is shaking an animal skin at the shelter employee. You have to begin the operation immediately while the skin is still fresh. There's a hunting knife on the man's belt. Sneak up behind the man. Loftus.
536 complete.
The cop crept up to the criminal and arrested him. It turned out that the ragged skin belonged to the man's other dog, which died earlier in the day. Its owner, distraught with grief, skinned the animal, then caught a stray off the street and hurried to the shelter, hoping to find a vet to stitch the skin of his deceased pet onto the unfortunate mongrel. I need professional help. I don't want to make Kiki look like some kind of monster. The man wept as the cops handcuffed him. Got some antibiotics and razors. Let's finish up your negotiation. Let's work on your negotiation. Let's work on your speed. And let's assign our cops. A2 and A3. And have A1. Let's proceed. Alright, I think I've assigned all the perks that I would need, so let's start. So we need to sabotage 4 fuel barrels, kill the necktie leader, sabotage the generator, and get to safety. Okay. Let us run up to here.
We have visual.
Run up there.
We have visual.
Okay, you run all the way up. Run here. Run up. Go over here. Run all the way up.
580. We have a visual. We have a visual. We have a visual.
Alright, let's move all the way up. And move all the way up again. Alright. So go over here. Baton. Eris.
Get on the ground.
And then you are gonna run up. Then run. Run all the way here. Baton. You run all the way here. Baton.
Roger.
Eris.
Get on the ground.
Alright, we're gonna have you go all the way here. I need you to back them up. And you're gonna go here.
We have visual.
And we should be good in turn. Okay, head over here. Interact. Okay, head over here. Arrest.
On the ground.
Head over here.
580.
And then head over here. I want you to head over there. And hold. Shalmiki, run up here. Baton.
Roger.
Horse Moon. Baton. Oh,
Roger.
shoot. That was not what I wanted to do. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. Well,
580.
alright, let's enter. That was my bad. My mistake. Alright. Um... Grand... arrest him? I don't know why I said grand. Horse moon. I want you to go right here. Galilahi. Go all the way here.
580.
Chelmiki. Arrest.
On the ground.
And then go up here. Okay, let's have you walk up here. Button. And arrest.
On the ground.
Alright, Loftus. Let's run all the way here.
580.
Okay, let's have you run up to here.
We have visual.
Okay. Okay, I think I'll enter in here. Okay. You run up.
We have visual.
Button. Arrest.
On the ground.
Okay, let's have you run up here.
We have visual.
Okay, run up here.
580. We have visual.
Button. Okay. Let's have you run over here. And then interact. Jamiki, I need you to run up here. Button. Okay, Horse Moon, go up here. Button. Yalilahi, run up to here. Arrest.
On the ground.
Okay. Arrest this man.
Get on the ground.
Then head over here. Alright. And interact with this drum. Arrest.
On the ground.
Let's see. Dammers, I want you to run up.
580.
Baton. Aronovich, I want you to run up. Baton. Horse Moon, where do I want to put you? I want you to run up here. Galilahi, I want you to run up there. And then you, good sir, I want you to run all the way here. Alright, perfect. Arrest.
On the ground.
Okay, let's run up here. Baton.
Roger.
Okay, run up here. Baton.
Roger.
Arrest.
On the ground.
Go over here.
580.
Arrest.
Get on the ground.
Okay. Let's run up here.
Roger. We have a visual.
Then Horse Moon. Let's run you up here. And then Mickey. Run all the way here. Okay. All right. Now, you can't baton this guy. Okay. Pepper spray him. Arrest him.
On the ground.
All right. I want you to go over here. Arrest this man.
On the ground.
And then... let's see here. The last barrel are here, so I think let's move up here. Interact with that. Perfect. That's the 4 barrels. Now I need to kill the necktie leader. Alright, let's have this guy run over here. Baton? You, sir, I want you to go over here. Wait. There we go. Baton. Arrest.
On the ground.
Now you, sir, you're the last person I have. I want you to run all the way here. Okay, since we need somebody to sabotage the transformer, I think, or the generator, I think we should leave him here. And then let's have you arrest this guy.
Get on the ground.
And then I want you to run all the way here.
580.
Oh, there's a guy over there. Okay, let's have you hide over
We have a
here.
visual. We have a visual.
Then you hide over here. And I want you to hide over here as well. Right, you good sir, you're gonna get prepared by going over here. And we'll end our turn like so. Alright. Yeah, let's head over here. Baton you. Baton you. Alright. With that. Okay. I want you to run up here. Baton this. Gosh, you can't baton this guy. Taser this guy. I keep forgetting that she doesn't have a baton. Alright, and you, I want you to run over here. Arrest this one.
Get on the ground.
Okay, and then I want you to run up. And then Horse Moon. I want you to run up.
I'm 80.
Alright, that should be it. Enter. Okay. Loftus, I want you to arrest this guy.
On the ground.
And arrest this guy.
On the ground.
Oh wait, we need to kill the necktie leader? Okay, stab him. And interact with the generator. Now I need to get to the safe zone before the explosion. I need you to book it. Alright, Demers, I want you... Actually, not Demers. Let's have... Alright, Demers, I want you to run up to this dude. Baton. Horse Moon, I want you to run up to this dude. Baton. And then Galilahi, I want you to run here. And you, sir, I want you to... run up here. Are you serious? You're going down instead of the other direction? Bro. Man.
Roger.
Run all the way up. Run up. Run up. Run up. Arrest.
On the ground.
See, nobody can get up to that guy. Okay. Let's have you move up to this guy. Let's wait a second. So So Mickey, I want you to go up. Ah, there it is.
Roger.
Taser that guy. Perfect. Okay, let's run you out. Let's run you up as far as you can. Let's have you arrest this guy.
On the ground.
And then run you up. Alright. Now I want you to run all the way up. 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 Go over here. Arrest this guy. Although they're all gonna die. It's, well, there's gonna be an explosion. I want you to go all the way. Why did I do that? You could have just exited. Yeah, there we go. Alright. We should be able to exit out with everybody. There we go. And finally, you are exiting as well. Ooh. Victory. 23 suspects killed. Let's finish up your negotiation and let's give you some speed. Let's give you some speed. Let's finish up your negotiation, give you some speed as well. Let's finish up your stealth and give you some negotiation. Let's give you some stealth. Let's give you some stealth. We got 43 tabs. Nice. And baton, taser, stun grenade. Alright, 48 out of 59 cops. Let's go.
It hasn't been cleaned. There, upstairs, Sheriff Wells never cleaned the office.
Don't worry, I'll get it straightened up. How do I look?
Like a police chief.